What the fuck is going on, everybody? Good morning, or good evening. Good morning, good evening, good day. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys had a great day. Today was a busy day in the news. We got a lot to talk about. Some of the topics we're going to save for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday when me, Mike, and James are all on together. But we got plenty to talk about tonight and tomorrow. We're going to talk about how Charlie Kirk has already been forgotten and replaced. And yeah, they're not even talking about putting him on the dollar coin anymore. We'll get into that. Fox News is going to get people killed. They are now having fake Antifa members that they're interviewing on Fox News, which is fucking insane. Pam Bondi is pissed off about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. ICE is threatening to arrest Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, even though these fucking MAGA morons don't realize Bad Bunny was born in Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. territory. Where are you going to deport him to? The United States? Like, these people are freaking insane. Bad news about Gaza. All 40-plus ships have been seized by Israel. Everybody has been arrested, and Ben Gvir, a literal war criminal, is making social media videos calling them terrorists while they bomb Gaza and continue to murder people. I watched a video today about a nurse who got shot in the fucking head while standing in a corridor in a hospital. I don't know if anybody knows this, but targeting aid workers is a serious war crime. And the worst part is they're using American bullets paid for by American taxpayers, guys. All the bombs and bullets are being dropped right now are thanks to us. We are helping commit the new Holocaust. The 21st century Nazi Holocaust is happening right now in Palestine, carried out by the Zionist extremists in Israel. And we can't talk about it, or our videos get suppressed. But you know us here on the show, we don't give a fuck. We're going to talk about what we want to talk about. We're also going to talk about some guy, what the hell is his name? Nick Sorter, allegedly got assaulted by Antifa in Portland, which I have the video. There was no assault. And he was the one who got arrested because he was being a prick and fucking with peaceful protesters. So he was the one who got arrested. But Pam Bondi and Caroline Leavitt are very upset about the fact that a conservative got arrested, even though he was the one breaking the law. That doesn't matter. He was conservative. That's all that matters. And then we're also going to talk about how the entire world is laughing at Donald Trump. The government has decided to take a 3-week vacation. So the government will be shut down for the next 3 weeks at least. They will still be getting paid. They will still get their government-funded health benefits while Americans suffer. Our own military could go without pay right now. If Congress doesn't act, our military could be ordered to attack American cities for free. So, yeah, we're going to talk about all that. But first, why don't we talk about how the right wing has already forgotten about Charlie Kirk? They have already forgotten about Charlie Kirk. Because last week, they were talking about putting Charlie Kirk on a freaking dollar coin. Well, this week, guess what? Donald Trump is going to be on the dollar coin. They are going to make this coin illegally. Apparently, it is illegal to mint coins with living figures. It's always meant for past presidents or past influential figures. Not Donald Trump. Okay, we're not going to put Nazis on coins. That's ridiculous. At the same time, the back of it's even worse. It says fight, fight, fight with the fake shooting of Donald Trump as the picture. So that's happening. And also, for some reason, Donald Trump seems to think it would be a big insult to our country if he does not get the Nobel Peace Prize. I know I got a little off topic here, but since we're talking about Trump, why in the actual fuck would we give you a Nobel Peace Prize? Let's review a little bit here. Let's jog everybody's memory. 1, he's attacking Americans. 2, he's opening concentration camps all across the country where immigrants are just going missing, being deleted from databases. You're helping Israel commit genocide, a Holocaust against the Palestinians. You're fucking doing whatever Russia tells you to do. So you're helping our enemies. And then let's not mention that you're also illegally committing war crimes by bombing fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela. Why in the actual fuck would you get a Nobel Peace Prize, you fucking psycho? This is fucking absurd. This is absurd. This guy is so delusional because he stopped 7 wars. He didn't stop shit. I have a video of them laughing about it, about how Donald Trump just solves all these fake wars with true social posts and phone calls. Like, this is the most pathetic and incompetent administration in world history. Okay, and just so all the MAGAs, I use small words for you guys because I know you guys process everything quite slow. If you're against Antifa, okay, Antifa means anti-fascist, against fascism. If you're against Antifa, that means you are a fascist. Now, I know for a fact, none of you know what that word means, but I know you know what the word Nazi means. Because that's what fascism is. It's Nazism. It's just we're one of the only channels willing to call it out. Everybody's, it's authoritarian. You guys are using too big of words for these fucking idiots. Okay? If you support Donald Trump still, you are part of the new Nazi party. Period. End of story. If you're okay with that, fuck you. If you're not okay with that, I suggest you put your tail between your legs and just shove your head up your own ass and never talk again about it. Because we're done. We're done dealing with you. We're done fucking with you. Like, Donald Trump is declaring war on the American people. So being nice at this point is out of the question. I will treat every MAGA loser just like they treat marginalized communities from here on out. Every day, if I see you wearing a MAGA shirt or a MAGA hat, I will let you know exactly how I feel about you because I'm not scared of face-to-face confrontation. See, a lot of you like to talk shit on the internet. You're real tough behind a keyboard. But I don't see any of y'all out in the streets. You guys are threatening my life. Pull up. You're not going to, though, because you're all a bunch of little pussies. You talk a lot of shit on the internet. But when it comes to face-to-face confrontations, you're a bunch of little babies. Cowards. So, sorry I got off topic there a little bit and a little bit of a rant, but I'm going to crash out tonight because I'm fucking done with these people. I am absolutely done. I'm fed up with these fucking Nazi losers. They've already forgotten about Charlie Kirk. They have already forgotten about Charlie Kirk. Last week it was Charlie Kirk Memorial Day and moment of silence in all the NFL games. And put Charlie Kirk on a coin. Well, his wife has moved on already. I wouldn't be surprised if she's already sleeping with somebody else. She's raised like $10 million while mourning. Took over his company, his podcast. Like, I thought she was a trad wife. I thought she was one of those traditional wives that stayed at home and just cooked and cleaned and popped out babies. I haven't even seen her with her kids. Her kids weren't even at his fucking memorial, y'all. Tell me this entire scenario is bullshit. Charlie Kirk's parents and his kids were not at his memorial. Like, this is pathetic. And to make icing on top of the cake, so Charlie Kirk, if you're in hell watching this show right now, which I hope you are, I would like to let you know that they've already moved on. They killed you. And when I say they, you know who I mean. Not the left. I don't even think it was the right. I think it may have been another country involved, which I'm not going to say. Possibly somebody in this current administration sacrificed Charlie Kirk to try and start a civil war. And when all the evidence went to shit, I mean, think about it. That campus had hundreds of cameras on it. That campus that Charlie Kirk was shot at was known for recruiting people into the CIA. And you mean to tell me they didn't have the most top-end camera security system you could probably get. Really? We've seen no videos other than social media. None. The camera that was behind Charlie Kirk, the nice 4 or 8K camera that was behind Charlie Kirk that would have shown everything, gone. Gone. We will never, ever see it until Kash Patel proves to me and to the American people that it was a Antifa or even somebody on the right or anybody. They haven't proved. They can't even prove that Tyler Robinson was the shooter. They can't, listen to me, they cannot even prove. They don't have enough evidence to even prove that Tyler Robinson was the shooter, because Tyler Robinson was not the shooter. He wasn't. The entire story was made up. His parents turning him in, bullshit. The fucking text messages between him and his trans lover, made up by ChatGPT. This entire fucking story is bullshit, and until they prove otherwise, I am going to assume that the Trump administration sanctioned the hit of Charlie Kirk. Why shouldn't I assume that? You're not giving me any evidence to say otherwise. None. This should be on all the time. Like, Fox News doesn't even talk about it anymore. They have completely forgotten about Charlie Kirk to the point where they replaced him already. He's barely in the ground, y'all. You cannot convince me that this was not set up from the beginning, because immediately after Charlie Kirk died, they blamed Democrats, they blamed Antifa, they started rolling out TP or Turning Point USA bullshit in the public schools. She took over his company. His wife took over his podcast. She's out there laughing. Your husband just got murdered, according to you, in front of your own eyes, which was also bullshit, because his wife and kids did not see Charlie Kirk get killed. That story is 100% lie. So you cannot convince me that this is not some kind of big charade, however you say it. This is bullshit. They've already replaced him. And they just happened to replace him with a 19-year-old kid who is very pro-Israel. I know I'm not supposed to say it because it's anti-Semitic to talk bad about Israel, even though it's true. This is the kid that's replacing Charlie Kirk and going to colleges and talking to kids about social issues that he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. This kid, tell me this kid doesn't have a secret Grindr profile. Tell me this kid, Mike Johnson has one, which we will talk about, because, yeah, we found out Mike Johnson has a secret Grindr profile. Not shocked to anybody, since they literally crashed Grindr the minute Charlie Kirk's memorial was over. Like, you guys could not wait to get some dick in Arizona. Like, you were all over Phoenix just taking back shots left and right. Grindr couldn't keep up. So this kid is Charlie Kirk's replacement. His name is something. I don't give a shit. Brylan Hollyhand. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I don't know much about this kid. And honestly, I don't want to know much about this kid. It bothers me that they think a 19-year-old kid is the one to go around speaking about how to live your life. Doesn't anybody find this fucking absurd? At least Charlie Kirk was in his 30s. He had a little life experience. This kid hasn't even, his balls haven't even dropped. Look at him. I bet he doesn't have pubic hair. He doesn't look like he's hit puberty. It's all the Mormon church. I believe that. I didn't know this, but the Mormon church has very deep and, I guess, spiritual ties to the land of Israel. Why? I don't know, because I don't know anything about the Mormon church. I do know that, though. They do consider Israel some kind of sacred land or some bullshit. All right, so a teen MAGA speaker dubbed the new Charlie Kirk. Bro, I wish Charlie Kirk was looking up from hell right now going, what the fuck, man? They killed me for nothing? You know what I'm saying? So the new Charlie Kirk, he's presented himself as an heir to the murdered Turning Point USA founder, barnstorming colleges to speak to conservative students on a tour which began on a private jet. How many 19-year-olds do you know? I'm 48. I've never even been in a private jet. And this 19-year-old prepubescent Nazi is riding around, probably now making millions of dollars, and riding on private jets. Yeah, you're really speaking to the people here. Here's him with Kellyanne Conway. Jesus Christ, dude. These people are so pathetic. What? The outlet posed as a college student trying to book Hollyhand and emailed to Premier. Oh, okay. The outlet, they posed as a college student. So a representative for the agency that represents this new kid says Bryland's fee is $7,500 plus coach class airfare and expenses for two. I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my shit. This kid's making $7,500 plus expenses plus airfare to do what? Speak about what? You don't know anything, kid. You've not lived life. You don't know anything. What could you possibly offer other than regurgitating propaganda that you've been brainwashed with since you birth? These people are disgusting. It's all a grift. It's all a grift. And you know what? Colleges are going to pay it. Here's him with Donald Trump. Yeah. They look like they know each other very well, don't they? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Meals. At State College. Jesus Christ. I wish I would have known that. I would have actually been there. So, yeah, again, Charlie Kirk has been replaced. So, sorry, MAGA. He's already been forgotten about. Their plan didn't work, is what happened. Because they wanted to kill Charlie Kirk, blame it on the Democrats, blame it on Antifa, declare us a terrorist organization, which they still did, and to push this Christian nationalist shit into public schools to indoctrinate our children. This was planned out, guys. There's no fucking way that they did all of this since Charlie Kirk died. There's too much stuff going on for it to be a spur of the moment. Oh, Charlie Kirk died. Let's roll all this stuff out in his memory. I'll start, like, some of these things take years to develop. Years. They needed an opportunity. So they created one. I'm sorry, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but again, until the FBI and Kash Patel proves that somebody shot Charlie Kirk, because they can't, at this point, they can't even prove that somebody shot Charlie Kirk other than the fact that we saw a bullet come out of his neck. That is literally the only proof that we have right now. We don't know who killed Charlie Kirk. We don't know why they killed Charlie Kirk. But until they prove that we're not crazy, I'm going to assume that the Trump administration had something to do with it. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when you give me no other options, when you give me no evidence to contradict how I feel based on the information that I have, and I have a lot of information, again, I will assume that the Trump administration has something to do with it. You can't convince me otherwise. This is too planned out. Erica Kirk's performance was 1980s soap opera at best, like Days of Our Lives, horrible acting. Those tears looking up. Tears. Come on, man. That shit was fucking terrible. Sorry. I'm cursing a lot tonight because I'm angry. That happens. But just to give you an idea of the nonsense that this kid spews, here's a clip of him talking at some cult event. Who knows?
We are called to live countercultural. In a time that the world tells us to put God last and ourselves first, we're seeing the opposite of that happen with the seeds of revival sprouted across this nation.
The seeds of revival, y'all. That's what he's doing. He doesn't know anything. He is just regurgitating propaganda. MAGA propaganda, white nationalist propaganda. Here's another clip of him being interviewed. I think it's on Newsmax, or no, it's not on Newsmax, some other channel. But yeah, again, they've replaced Charlie Kirk. They don't give a shit about Charlie Kirk. Donald Trump has already moved on. Donald Trump hasn't mentioned Charlie Kirk in days. Week, 2 weeks, probably, at least. I don't know. But here's another video of this kid.
Your generations, Brylan, actually are number one, topping Gen Xers and Boomers in church attendance. I'm just curious, why do you think that is?
It's because Gen Z has woken up and smelt the roses to the fact that this world is fleeting, and we have this God-shaped hole in our heart that we cannot fill with worldly or fleshly desires. The only thing that we can fill it in is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I just vomited in my mouth a little bit. We have a God-shaped hole in our heart. Brina says, common fucking trait of Gen X, swearing and giving no fucks. I know. I just can't help it, bro. When I get heated, which is all the time now, like, the right has sucked the joy out of my life. I am angry all the time. I have a rage inside of me that I can't get out. And I'm worried about it. I'm really honestly worried about it. Because if shit does pop off, I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit back and hide. But I'm not going to start nothing because I'm not a violent person. But again, if you bring violence to my front door, White House, Trump administration, Pam Bondi, I will fucking finish it. That I can guarantee you. I never promote violence. We have never promoted violence on this show. But I swear to God, I was raised to finish fights, not to start them. And that's what our movement is. We are defending ourselves until you push us too far. And then the blood will be on your hands because we're trying our best to be a peaceful movement. But if you keep sicking fucking masked agents after us, I guarantee it's not going to be peaceful for long. And for those MAGA morons out there that think civil war is going to be awesome, you're going to be the dumbasses bleeding and dying on the battlefield while your Republican elected officials deny you health care for your wounds. So enjoy. Enjoy. They'll be sitting in their mansions, in their suits, in their private jets, in their bunkers, enjoying life while you are getting killed on behalf of them. It's fucking insane what's happening right now in America. It shouldn't be happening, but it is. But we have to fight. We have to fight back. We have to fight back. We have to be peaceful until it's no longer an option. We have to be peaceful for as long as possible. But again, like I always say, even peaceful people have a fucking breaking point. And the Trump administration is trying to push us past that breaking point. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Pam Bondi in the NFL. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there is such a rage right now about the halftime performance at the NFL. And honestly, NFL, pick a side. Okay, one, you do a moment of silence for a Nazi, and then the next minute you want to book a Latino performer for the halftime show. Is that what it is? You see just black and brown people as your entertainment? Is that what it is? Anyway, though, Pam Bondi, for some reason, has gotten involved in this. Okay. The leading, what do I want to say? The leading law enforcement official in the United States, Pam Bondi, is making threats to the NFL and anybody that supports Bad Bunny. Okay, this is called Nazism. This is not, again, we need to use words that people understand. They don't understand fascism. They don't understand authoritarianism. We got to break it down to words they understand. Everybody understands the word Nazi. Okay? Universally disliked. And being anti-fascist has been a proud American tradition for almost 80 years. And we will continue that tradition. But anyway, Pam Bondi demands NFL cancel Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. These guys are freaking out. They're threatening ICE to be at the Super Bowl, to arrest Bad Bunny, who again is from Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. territory. It's not a state. Just like Washington, D.C. is not a state. It's a territory. It's a city. Puerto Rico is a country and a U.S. territory. He was born on U.S. soil. Where are you going to deport him to? He's not Mexican, which I think is what they think. They think he's all Mexican. I'm pretty sure. But not every brown person is from Mexico, you dumb shits. As a matter of fact, I think it's only like 16% of the world population is white. We are the world's minority. I don't think many white people in America get that, okay? We are not the majority when it comes to the world, okay? We are a very small part of the world. 16%. Not even a fifth. Yeah, Bad Bunny was in Happy Gilmore too. That's right. He was hilarious too. But again, like look at the shit she's saying. Like some of this shit is so out of pocket. This is going to be more than just music. I have a feeling they're mad about the Kendrick Lamar performance last year. It will be a cleverly disguised political statement, one that promotes radical social movements under the veneer of art. I refuse to see America's biggest stage used to push an agenda that erodes our traditional values. You mean white values, don't you? Christian values. Pedophile values. And that's what the GOP is. They're literally a government of pedophiles. Y'all are. You're sick. We're going to talk about it later. Donald Trump's former spiritual advisor just got arrested for raping a 12-year-old. Yeah, that's MAGA. Your kids are safer at a drag show than they are at a church or at a Republican event. Seriously. You could drop your kids off and most likely nothing bad will happen to them at a drag show. You put them in church, there's a chance they're going to get fucked by their pastor. Seems to happen a lot, and it always is white Christian men. Always. As a matter of fact, I would go out on a limb to say white Christian men are probably the biggest threat to children and women. So, ladies, if you're going out dating, if your guy says he's a white, or well, obviously you'll see he's white, but if he says he's a Christian Republican, run for the fucking hills. Don't even give a reason. Be like, I'm cool, out, peace. Block them. Because this is insane. Okay, so she goes on to say, to those who disagree, this is where she starts attacking constitutional rights. Those who disagree, to the activists, the celebrities, and the networks collaborating behind this, know this: if you hijack our moment, notice how she says our moment, white people moment, you will face consequences and not just in ratings. Then she says, I intend to see that every sponsor, every broadcaster, every network complicit in this stunt is held accountable. We will know your names and your reputations will follow you forever. The Attorney General for the United States is threatening legal action against sponsors, broadcasters, networks, celebrities for supporting Bad Bunny. It's a 15-minute show, guys. Like, Jesus Christ. If you're so upset, just turn the shit off. Do you guys not have a mute button on your remotes? Like, is it this big a deal that we need to get the Attorney General of the United States involved? This is why nobody takes us seriously. Because instead of focusing on, I don't know, keeping the government funded, we have people like her worried about who's performing at the fucking Super Bowl. This is absurd. These are not serious people. These are spoiled, rich, entitled white cucks that, I'm not going to say the last part. All right, anyway, moving on. Yeah, so Pam Bondi, again, I'll play a video. This is Pam Bondi talking about Antifa, just to give you a reminder of how delusional this woman is.
We're witnessing a new era of political violence. Assassins have tried to murder President Trump twice and tried to kill Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. In
All
Minnesota,
Republican.
Legislators and even children attending Mass were gunned down in cold blood in two separate
By a right-winger.
incidents. And an assassin targeted and murdered our friend Charlie Kirk. A sniper shot 3 people at a Texas ICE facility, and now more than 200 violent rioters were at a Chicago ICE facility chanting, "Arrest ICE, shoot ICE." At least one had a gun. We've seen this before. We saw it in Portland and with the LA riots. These are not peaceful protests. These are coordinated attacks by radical extremists, and they end now.
Whatever. Come get me, bitch. Come get me, bitch. Ain't gonna do nothing. Make me famous. Arrest me. Arrest me for exercising my constitutional rights. Please. Please. I could use the money. I could use the money. I would love to sue you into fucking oblivion for violating my constitutional rights. Please. You would be helping me by arresting me. Make me famous. Because I'm loud as fuck. Y'all know that. God forbid I get on an actual news channel and I'm allowed to say what I want to say. I would destroy these people. That's why sometimes I wish I had a bigger platform, because I would love to get in these people's faces and let them know how I feel. I would love to get on the news and just set these people straight. But I'm not that big yet. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. And if you're watching on Facebook, I want to say hello. Thank you for watching. I am currently at like 89,000 followers on Facebook, which is insane. Why says he was born in Puerto Rico? Uh-oh, buddy. Better watch out. Because MAGA doesn't know Puerto Rico is an American territory. Ay, ay, ay. This is the crazy shit that we have to deal with today, man. All right, let's move on from that. What do we want to talk about next? I don't want to talk about Israel yet. Oh, we can talk about this. This is a good one. This is a good one. Donald Trump's former spiritual advisor, Gateway Church founder Robert Morris, pled guilty to raping a 12-year-old. And he only got 6 months. He only got 6 months for raping a 12-year-old. And I believe he did it for a period of 5 years. And this is not new for North Texas churches. Okay, last year, apparently, there was just a shitload of scandals involving sexual misconduct, sexual abuse. It's honestly just gross, these people. Again, like I said, your kids are safer at a drag show than they are at a church. Well, at a Christian church, anyway. Republican Christian church. Yeah. So this has been going on for a while. Finally, they convicted him, and finally she gets some justice. I don't think that's justice. Getting 6 months. You should be castrated if you rape a child. You should have your balls taken surgically with no painkillers, no anesthesia. I bet you we pass a law. Maybe when I run for office, that'll be my platform. Pedophiles get castrated. I bet you, I guarantee you, start threatening to take their balls, people would probably stop doing this shit. Probably some of them wouldn't, but I guarantee you it would make them think twice. Nothing scares a man more than losing his junk. In other news, tragic news, a 17-year-old boy has been charged with murdering 2 teen girls in a hit and run. They were on e-bikes. He had been stalking them for months. And not surprisingly, the kid is a fan of both Charlie Kirk and Andrew Tate. 17-year-old kid should not be watching Charlie Kirk, and damn sure shouldn't be watching Andrew Tate. Like, where was his parents at on this one? So the driver of the Jeep struck him, fled the scene, and both died at the hospital. Let me see here. There's not much information, and they're not saying the truth, which is that he was a right-wing fan of people like Charlie Kirk and Andrew Tate. So apparently he had been stalking this girl, literally posting up in his vehicle outside of her house for months. And she reported it to authorities, and they didn't do shit. They did nothing. And now, as a result, 2 girls are dead, and this kid's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. They could have stopped the crime before it happened. Had they taken... Why don't we take women seriously in this country when it comes to stuff like this? When a woman's in danger, even when a woman gets raped, the incel men in this country refuse to believe the women. And then we just had a bunch of the Epstein victims testify. And they're like, they're paid actors. Like, something's wrong with y'all. Like, something's wrong with y'all in the head. I honestly wish we could just deport all of you, maybe put you on Epstein's Island and just build a wall around that bitch. That would solve our problem. I heard it's available. We don't have an immigrant problem in a country, folks. We have a Nazi right-wing fascism problem in America. We have a MAGA problem. We have a Trump problem in America. Immigrants are what make this country great. Immigrants built this country. Think white people built this country? Fuck no. Maybe poor white people. You think any of these rich fucks did anything to build? You think they lifted a hammer? Stood on a skyscraper on a beam, hundreds of feet in the air? You think they did that shit? No. Immigrants did that shit. Immigrants are what make this country great. And it pains me, it hurts me to my core to watch Latino people and black people and all people get treated like this. Like the LGBTQ community, like it honestly, it makes me sick to my stomach watching how horribly, I've seen how horrible people can get now. I've known, because of some of the stuff I've been through, how horrible people can be, but that was on a small scale. Like me and a personal experience with one other person. This is so disturbing on a mass scale. We're talking about millions of people in this country that are cool with this Nazi stuff. They're happy about it. That's a problem. That's the problem. It's not black or brown people. It's white people. Us white people suck. We always have. We always have. We always, for some reason, some of y'all think because of this really teeny layer of white skin somehow makes you special. Even though if we had, rip all your skin off, we are identical on the inside. I know that's a cliche to say, but we're quite literally exactly the same on the inside. We all have hearts. We all have livers. We have kidneys. We have muscles. We have blood. We have brain. Well, some of you don't have brains. Maybe half a brain. But most of us have brains. We're quite literally all the same. And you're picking the most superficial part of a human body. And because of that, you somehow feel you're superior to other people? Like this Bad Bunny shit fucking cracks me up because they don't want him singing in Spanish. Motherfucker, y'all can't even speak English. Have you seen your comments? You don't even have a basic grasp of the fucking English language. And you're mad about it. You can't even read at a 5th grade level. The President of the United States is one of the dumbest fucking people in this country who can barely speak English himself. And you guys are worried about a dude singing in Spanish. Get out of my face with your pearl-clutching bullshit, man. This is annoying. This is so obnoxiously annoying that it pisses me off, man. Anyway. I don't want to talk about this yet. We're going to get to that. I want to talk about Fox News for a second. Fox News will get people. They already have gotten people killed. Okay, so they've already suggested lethal injections for homeless people. Days later, a homeless encampment was targeted and somebody murdered homeless people after Fox News said we should murder homeless people. Then you have Jesse Waters saying this about the UN incident. Let me replay this video just to jog everybody's memory.
What's going on with the escalator? What do you think?
Yeah, they sabotaged them.
Yeah.
And they could have hurt the First Lady.
Yeah.
Trump would have fallen and it would have gotten back up.
Crimea River.
They would have blamed it on his
thank you,
rhetoric.
Fred.
And then they
Fred.
sabotaged the teleprompter.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Doctor
this
Who
is an
fan. Yeah, I'm on
insurrection.
tomorrow too.
And what we need to do is either leave the UN or we need to bomb it.
Okay. Called it an insurrection. This is why we should. There's got to be a lawyer out there that's willing to sue the fucking balls off of Fox News. This is going to get. This is what causes the violence. Because all of these idiots watch Fox News. So when Fox News is saying, yeah, we should kill homeless people. Okay. That's what they do. They suggest bombing a building on U.S. soil. Guess who's going to do it? Not the left. Not the left. And after this right here, I feel in a normal world, this next video I'm going to show you would have their broadcast license revoked. This, I swear to God, if anybody dies, I'm going to end up on Jesse Waters' front fucking doorstep. Because I'm going to hold him accountable personally if I can't hold him accountable legally. Here he is interviewing a fake Antifa member wearing a mask so you can't see who it is. And I'll just play it and we'll pause and comment.
Violence where you guys get
Hold up.
like explosives or vandalism. What?
Yeah, so it would have been about ninth grader.
First of all, if this was really an Antifa member, we wouldn't cover our faces because we're not ashamed of what we do. And you can tell this guy's lying his ass off, and Jesse Waters is just feeding him questions, just.
So, get on a few years. Growing up in Seattle, we had those the riots in '99, and yeah, I was ready to go, man. I had little Molotov cocktails in my bedroom and a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook that I had photoshopped or photocopied at the time from a friend of mine's older brother,
Now, he's saying that he had Molotov cocktails at 9th grade. Can't see his face, but he looks like he's in his 30s. Antifa, for one, isn't even a real organization, and it damn sure didn't exist 20 years ago. Fuck, I hate this.
It would have
people,
been. I was ready to go, man. I had little Molotov cocktails in my bedroom and a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook that
9th grade.
I had photoshopped or photocopied
Sure,
at the time
buddy.
from a friend of mine's older brother.
Sure, buddy.
It was just at the time, and oh, this is just a good time. And it's only later on that you get more involved with the ideas, the philosophies, the direct action ideologies that go deep.
This is straight up right-wing propaganda right here. I want to sue Fox News. I'm not even joking. I want to sue Fox News, or I'm going to punch Jesse Waters in the face. One or the other. Either one would give me some satisfaction. And yes, I know I shouldn't say that. But this fucking guy is going to get Americans killed. Innocent people are going to fucking die because of Fox News and the fucking Trump administration. Why doesn't anybody take me seriously, okay? These are Nazis. If you don't think they're okay with murder, I like to remind you that the fucking male model, Zoolander, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, just bombed another fishing vessel full of innocent people. They do not know there were drugs on these boats. So if you don't think that the Trump administration is okay with murdering innocent people, they posted the video of it on the White House's official page. They posted a murder of people in a fucking fishing boat. Do y'all realize that Venezuela is 1,500 miles away from Miami? From the northernmost part of Venezuela to Miami. I looked it up today. It's 1,500 miles. And then I asked ChatGPT, who's very helpful in these situations. If I had a boat, a fishing boat, maybe 20 feet long, 3-4 outboard motors, how far could I get? And it said, if you conserved fuel and didn't have a lot of weight on the boat, you might be able to get 500 miles. So please explain to me how a fishing boat leaving Venezuela is going to make it 3 times further than the boat would even go. And they are not proving guilt anymore, okay? They are assuming guilt and taking action. They assume these people have drugs on the boat. They do not know, okay? Because satellite images and drone footage is not going to tell you what kind of fucking cargo is in a boat. Trump administration is killing people directly, also indirectly by supporting Israel. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But the Trump administration is actively murdering innocent people. They are actively throwing innocent people into concentration camps where they are dying or disappearing. Because apparently like fucking hundreds of people from Alligator Alcatraz just poof, disappeared out of the database. We don't even know where any of these people are. We don't know what's happening. I am worried because this is what the Nazis did when they opened the concentration camps. They kept the shit a secret. They did not let the public know what was going on inside the concentration camps. And then 9 years later, we found out they murdered 6 million Jews. That's on top of the other 10 or so million people they killed from the 1930s through the 1940s. So my concern is people go missing. Nobody's asking questions. Are we just going to find a pile of bodies one day at one of these camps because we weren't paying enough attention or we didn't fight hard enough? I can't let this happen. I don't have it in me to watch this happen in America. I've watched and read so much about World War II Germany because my mom's from Germany. She was born in Germany during World War II. So I took an interest to it. You know what I mean? It's part of my blood. Not the good part because obviously I'm being German, traditionally not a good thing back in the 40s, but you know what I mean? They've moved on. You know it's illegal to do a Nazi salute in Germany? You could actually go to jail for doing a Nazi salute in Germany. But in America, they elect your president. Jesus. These people are sick. All right, moving on.
We're into, later on becoming like a full-blown anarcho-communist and syndicalist.
So what does that mean? What was the ideology? Full-blown communism?
You see how Jesse Waters is just feeding him questions?
I mean, a lot of it.
Like, I get he's asking questions, but he's really leading the conversation, trying to get the guy to sound a lot more dangerous than he really is. This is 100% bullshit. First of all, Antifa has nothing to do with communism. That's the dumbest shit ever. Okay, that's exactly why this is bullshit. Antifa has nothing to do with anarchy, has nothing to do with fucking communism. Antifa's about being against Nazis. Period.
These are accelerationism. It's not the slow march to the institutions. It is, we want this and we want it now. And one of the reasons that I got out of it is probably around 2014, 15, we started seeing groups come up to Seattle and Portland from California.
Sure.
And they were much more like, hey, you better get in line with this. And if you're not, there's consequences and there's pressure.
All right, so what he is describing...
to take violent action or else you might have been hurt?
Yeah. Jesse Waters needs to be thrown off the air. He needs to be thrown out of the building at Fox News, and he needs to be sued. He needs to be in prison. This is inciting violence. This is what causes violence in America. Fox News, use that term very loosely because according to legal filings, they're not even a fucking news channel. They're an entertainment company. But they are the #1 watched news channel in America. even after paying all that money for lying about the last election or about the 2020 election, people still watch them. It just brainwashed, completely brainwashed. So yeah, Jesse Waters and Fox News, they're going to get people killed. I have no doubt in my mind. They already have. But more people, innocent people that are just trying to live their lives and protest peacefully per the Constitution, are going to get killed because Fox News decided to bring a fake Antifa member. Again, you cannot join Antifa. We are not an organization. Okay? It's a concept. One that we thought everybody was really, really clear on. We don't like Nazis. I thought that was pretty obvious. But the problem with America is we didn't kill the Nazis. We imported them. If you guys have never read about Operation Paperclip, all the scientists that did human experiments and worked on the rockets and the bombs and the doctors, yeah, we brought them over and let them have a nice American life. We never punished extremism in this country. White supremacy has been festering in the dark for years, and thanks to the Trump administration, they have been pushed into the light, and now we have to deal with them. And I am about at my wit's end with being nice to you. So, moving on. Anyway. I didn't realize I've been on for almost an hour now. I still have a lot to talk about. We're going to be hanging out tonight, y'all. So, again, I hope everybody's having a good night. Real quick, before I forget, I should have said this like 40 minutes ago, but if anybody out there, because I was hoping not to do this anymore because I want to be self-sufficient with the show and not have to ask for donations, but it looks like I'm going to have to try and raise a couple $100 for our trip. Because I'm going to New York City again on the 17th. There's a protest. No Kings 2.0 is on the 18th. And Mike and I will be in New York City. We're going to be streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And we're going to be there most of the day. So we're going to get a lot of content. But yeah, if anybody out there is able to help, I started a small separate GoFundMe, which is in the link tree, which is in the description of this video. Thank you guys, all of you that have donated in the past. Like, we've had a monumental year for this show. This will be our 16th on location event. At the VOR podcast. We've gone to protests, rallies. I was at the Veterans Sit-In for a week and a half on 2 separate occasions with the guys down there, which that has me pissed off. I can't remember if it was Brina or no, Amanda. You guys know they ripped down the flare tent in D.C. You know the tent that I was at? The ones behind us were the flare tents. We had the Veterans tent, and behind us was flare. They help organize and direct people to any protests that are happening in Washington, D.C. Very peaceful. They've been there since March. Well, at 5 a.m. today, the park police decided out of nowhere to revoke their permit. They ripped their tents down and took all of their shit. They stole it. They probably had thousands of dollars of equipment in those tents. And the Trump administration and the park police in D.C. decided at 5 a.m. this morning to rip it down and throw it in the back of some dump trucks and leave. Took all of it. They can't get that stuff back. So, yeah, so much for freedom of speech, right? And these people, I've hung out with these people. I've met almost all of them, and they're amazing people. They do good work, peaceful work. And again, when we say we don't promote violence, that means we don't promote violence. Like, I don't understand how when I say we don't promote violence, then you guys are like, they're the ones committing all the violence. Like, we actively say to people before you go to a protest, be peaceful. We literally tell people that on our show. If you go to a protest, be careful, but be peaceful. And now I'm even reading stories on social media that there are Trump supporters who are dressing up and showing up to protest to try and get these people to do something violent. So if you see anybody in a crowd who is trying to egg people on to commit violence, they are a fucking Trump supporter And you need to tell the cops immediately that this person is not with us and he is trying to incite a riot. Not us. This guy right here. Like, we have not committed any violence this year. No Kings, the first No Kings protest, there were over 10 million people across the nation in the streets. No riots. Nobody got shot. There's no mass shootings. If anything, we just had a lot of fun. Because that's what we're about. We're peaceful. We're trying to have fun. We're not the angry fucks like you guys are always angry. Like, you guys get angry about literally everything. Literally everything. Now, they're canceling Netflix because they don't want trans ideology pushed onto their kids. Y'all dumb shits realize you can't turn trans just by watching a show or a movie, right? I honestly feel like you guys think that shit's contagious. Like, you can't just bump into a gay person and then just catch gayness. It doesn't work like that. Like, I was born straight. I didn't choose to be straight. I just am. So why do you think somebody that's born gay chooses to be gay when you didn't choose to be straight? Like, it's the only way I know how to explain it in simple terms. I did not choose to be straight. I was born straight. I like women. I have no interest in anything else but women. But I didn't choose to be this way. If anything, I probably would have chose to be gay because gay people look like they have so much more fun than we do. Like, we're miserable. But seriously, if you didn't choose to be straight, why do you think that that person chose to be gay or that person chose to be trans? Why can't you accept that they were born that way just like you were born straight? Make sense? Thank you. Let's move on. Let's talk about right-wing influencer. Oh, you know what? I got to talk about this too. Because I'm, like I said, I'm straight. No, I'm not even bi-curious. Like, I'm 100% boring fucking straight white guy. But I am comfortable with my sexuality. I can look at a trans woman on the internet and go, God damn, she's hot. Without thinking about what's in her panties. Like, you guys are oddly obsessed with genitals. Why can't you just look at a trans woman who's obviously smoking hot and be like, damn, that's impressive. But no, you guys, ew, she's trans. So the fuck what? You wouldn't stand a chance with most of these trans women anyway. Guys missing teeth, weighing 300 pounds, being like, I'd never do that. Please, you guys wouldn't even stand a chance with these women. That's what I don't get. Like, you can't look at another human being. I could look at a man and be like, damn, he looks sharp. He's got a nice suit on. I like his haircut. I'm not, that's not gay. But I feel like the problem is most of you are really, really into trans people and you don't like it about yourself. And instead of just accepting that's who you are, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, you would rather hate yourself for it and then oppress the people that you're attracted to. I mean, the Grindr crashes are pretty damn good evidence that most of the Republican Party are just closeted, self-hating gay men. You know what I mean? They're all gay. All of them. Most of them. But they oppress gay people. See what I'm saying? Like, they'll act like they're straight. They have wives. They have kids. As soon as the wives and kids are gone, though, whoo, man, the dick comes out. Holy shit, man. Woo! All right. I want to talk about something that just came up recently. An internet troll by the name of Nick Sorter. I never even heard this guy's name before. This is his Twitter profile. He does have 1.2 million followers, and of course he's from Texas. That tracks. He's been on Tucker Carlson's show, Fox News, Newsmax, Timcast, etc. Every propaganda network that you could possibly imagine. Failed storm chaser? What the fuck does that mean? So anyway, He claims he got assaulted by Antifa. Oh my God. Only problem is he didn't. As a matter of fact, he got arrested. So I'm curious how you got assaulted and then got arrested for being assaulted. Because that doesn't make sense in my head. It really doesn't. I don't think it makes sense in most people's heads. But listen to Caroline Levitt talk about this like it's a well-organized Antifa attack.
Just last night, we saw an extremely troubling incident where conservative journalist Nick Sorter was captured on video being taken into custody by the Portland police after he was ambushed by Antifa and was defending himself from these assaults. But instead of arresting these violent mob members night after night after night who are ravaging this community, the police arrested a journalist who was there trying to document the chaos, and everyone in this room should be extremely concerned about that. The Department of Justice spoke with that journalist this morning, and they will be launching a full investigation into his arrest. This incident is part of a troubling trend in Portland where left-wing mobs believe they get to decide who can visit and live in their city. It is not their city. It is the American people's city, and President Trump is going to restore that. I just spoke with the president about this, and he has directed his team here at the White House to begin reviewing aid that can potentially be cut in Portland. We will not fund states that allow anarchy. There will also be an additional surge of federal resources to Portland immediately, including enhanced CBP and ICE resources. Law and order will prevail, and President Trump will make sure of it. With that...
Oh my God, law and order come from the party that protects pedophiles is just peak Republican right there. So they're going to defund Oregon because of Antifa, and then they're going to send military and ICE and more law enforcement because he was attacked by a vicious mob. Well, guess what? I have the video of the alleged attack. This is why I say these right-wing influencers are tough when they're online. You get them in public, and they are the biggest fucking pussies you'll ever meet. Biggest. Like, watch this. There's maybe some pushing, but he was the one arrested. So he went there, started trouble, it got out of hand, and then he wants to clutch his pearls and act like the victim. Just like all MAGA does. You want to point fingers, and you want to be all tough. But when somebody gets in your face, you clutch your pearls and you fucking cry like a little baby. Cowards. But watch this shit, man. This is the alleged assault.
They're fucking him up.
Hey!
Actually, I just saw him punch somebody. Let's rewind that. I believe I just saw him assault somebody. Let me go back a little bit. He's the one with the flashing light in his hand or whatever that is. Yep, there he goes. He just assaulted somebody.
Mark's the veteran.
And that was it.
Got it.
That's it. That's the alleged mob assaulting this guy. So violent. Oh my God. They are literally just yelling at him.
And look at Portland PD just hanging out watching people get assaulted.
Okay, so that was the assault that they are going to investigate. The Antifa mob. He didn't even have a bruise. Like, Jesus Christ, man. You at least have to have a scratch to be considered an assault. I would think, like, if I come up and poke you in the chest and you go run into the cops like, he hit me. You're a bitch. Sorry, you are. But here's a video of him getting arrested because he went to Portland just to start shit. That's what these people do. They instigate, and then when they get repercussions, they cry victim.
Whoa.
So I want to know somehow how Caroline Levitt thinks him being arrested for doing something illegal warrants an investigation into his arrest.
I'm just going to scan you for other devices. It's universal precaution. We're going to have a conversation about a bigger picture here. Shit's about to go down old school, you know what I'm saying?
I love our people, bro.
See, people don't really realize they're afraid of God enough. What comes next, I wish I had. I'm going to go right past your cigarette.
Yeah, so he got arrested, and as a result of him committing a crime and getting arrested, we are now, when I say we, the American government is now investigating the incident. This is stupid. There was no assault. You just watched the video. There was no assault. That's it. He claims some of his equipment was broken. Oh, well. Shit happens, bro. That's what happens when you're around people and you fucking piss people off. It happens. You know what I mean? But no, there's going to be an investigation now into the assault of this guy. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Good luck with that. So, but they're looking for any excuse to go after us. They're looking, like I said, they wanted Charlie Kirk's murder to be the fuse to light the powder keg. That's what they were hoping. And I think they're pissed off because all MAGA did was sit at home and rage post on the internet. None of them went out into the streets because it's not what they do. MAGA is tough online. That's it. Why do you think ICE covers their faces? Because they're a bunch of freaking cowards. Because they know what they're doing is wrong. Imbeciles, man. Complete imbeciles. So, all right, moving on from that guy, Israel. We got to talk about it. I don't care if it gets me in trouble. We got to talk about it. Israel has intercepted every single flotilla boat that was carrying nothing but food and medical aid to dying people that Israel is killing. You know the Palestinians aren't even allowed to fish in the ocean. Let me repeat that. They have an entire ocean on one of the coasts. They are not allowed to fish for food. Israel is fucking evil. Pure evil. And no, this is not anti-Semitic because Israel does not represent Judaism. They represent Zionism, which is religious extremism, just like MAGA Christians. Same thing. Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Zionists, MAGA Christians. All four of them are fucking religious nut jobs. Okay? Israel does not represent all of Judaism. And I'm sure there's a lot of Jewish people out there that would agree with me. Because a lot of them are out there saying, not in my name. But that's besides the point. I actually appreciate the fact that a lot of Jewish people in and outside of Israel are speaking up against this. Because what Netanyahu is doing is a Holocaust. It's the same thing the Nazis did to the Jews in the 1940s and 30s. Same thing. Only this time, instead of gas chambers, they're using American bombs and bullets. So we are essentially funding, even though we haven't pulled any triggers, we are funding this. We are bankrolling Israel. You know, Israel gets free healthcare and free college. And right now, most Americans don't even know if we have healthcare anymore because the Republicans keep taking it away from us. And Donald Trump recently claimed that he's made $17 trillion, and he said this multiple times, in tariffs. Well, if that's the case, why is the government shut down for lack of funding? Where's the money? You could quite literally solve homelessness, feed every kid in this country, and fucking give everybody a check for like $50,000. Where is the $17 trillion, which is a fake number? We haven't made shit because they're spending more money than they're bringing in. Remember in August, we were in a $300 billion deficit. Yeah, we only made $300 billion and we spent over $600 billion. Donald Trump is going to bankrupt the United States, just like he's bankrupted every single one of his companies. Anyway, so yeah, the Global Samud Flotilla is done. The people of Gaza Luckily, we're allowed to fit. They're not allowed to, but Israel's Navy was so distracted by all the ships that the Palestinians were actually able to go out and fish in the ocean, which is fucking insane, man. I watched a video today of a woman, I believe she was a nurse or a doctor, talking about how a nurse at a hospital in Gaza was shot in the head by Israeli forces while in the hospital. He was standing in one of the corridors by one of the entrances, and an Israeli person shot him. I think he survived, but that's not the point. Like, that's a war crime. That is a serious, serious war crime. You do not go after aid personnel. You're not supposed to anyway. But like I said, these people are pure freaking evil. They locked all the protesters up, or all the activists up, and they're treating them like terrorists. I'll show you a video real quick of Ben Gvir, who is a mass murderer. This is all of them in a room sitting on the concrete, and Ben Gvir is calling them terrorists while they're simultaneously murdering thousands of Palestinians. This is fuck. I can't believe this is reality, man.
תומכי רוצחים, אגב, האוניות שלהם נמצאו קרחנה שלמה. הם לא באו באמת, לא למשט, לא לעזור, אלא הם באו בעד עזה, בעד הטרוריסטים. אלה טרוריסטים. הם תומכי טרור.
מה זה פה?
הספינה שלהם, המפכ"ל בדיוק מראה לי את זה, יחד עם מפקד מחוז דרום. מחפשים כאן סיוע הומניטרי. יש כאן מטרנה אחד.
Only a sick fucking human being would make a propaganda social media video out of that. You got to be truly sick in the head. Treating people bringing food to people that you're killing as terrorists. But that's how that's the Trump administration. Think of that. We're basically the global Samud flotilla. Okay, the left is basically the flotilla. We're just trying to peacefully bring some kind of help to the American people. And the Trump administration is basically Israel stopping us from doing our peaceful mission. Same thing, only they haven't murdered any of us yet. But it's coming. It's coming. They're murdering people from other countries. I feel like they murdered Charlie Kirk. I do not think for a second, there's no doubt in my mind these people would not kill to get their way. No doubt in my mind. Okay? So apparently there is a ceasefire agreement, which I feel like this is bullshit because I read this letter. I'll show you this letter. Where is this letter? Where's the letter? No, that's the one where he declares war on the American people, arrest a vote. Where the fuck did I put that? Maybe I forgot to download it. Maybe I did. Anyway, doesn't matter. Does not matter. But yeah, I just don't understand this point, why we're still funding Israel. I mean, I get it, because Israel has paid off nearly 80% of all our politicians. They're also doing mass surveillance through TikTok, through Oracle and Palantir. This I can absolutely 100% verify, because this is an email that was recently released from Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry, this one here is from the former Prime Minister of Israel. Okay, and some of these emails, like this one, is from the former Prime Minister of Israel to Jeffrey Epstein. So for those of you who are wondering if Jeffrey Epstein worked for Israel, yes. Unequivocally 100% yes. Or they worked together, but this was, in fact, a giant pedophile blackmail operation. They wanted to get as much dirt. This is why I say they're evil. They intentionally did this to get as much blackmail material. Like, why else would you film everything? They wanted enough blackmail material that they could literally make people do what they want. That is fucking pure evil. Pure evil. This is from 2014. So he's talking to Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, and they're talking about mass surveillance in 2014. And guess what we have now, thanks to the Trump administration? Mass surveillance in the United States. AI watching over our every post. They're putting up AI-driven cameras with facial recognition in some cities. They want to track your every movement, every post, and they want to use AI to try and predict if you might do something violent. So you could literally get arrested for something you haven't even thought about. That's crazy. So again, Jeffrey Epstein, former Prime Minister of Israel. It's right here. Right here. There's no doubt that they were working together. And Peter Thiel and Elon Musk were somehow involved. Okay? I'll play a video for you that I've played before. If you guys don't believe me, about mass surveillance. Here's Netanyahu basically admitting it. Like it's no big deal. This is what pisses me off, because Trump, a real leader, a real president, would have shut this shit the fuck down. Netanyahu's out here talking about it like it's no big deal.
What we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast.
All right, so here he is. A lot of this gets done with money, which he means paying off people in the United States.
Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back?
I'm with you, Bruno. I hate this timeline too.
I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know,
Okay, first he calls it the tools of battle. So what tools of battle is he talking
weapons
about?
change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged.
Okay, he just said drones. He just said fucking drones. I forgot. I missed that part. We're going to have drones flying overhead watching us in a year or two. I guarantee it.
And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok.
There it is.
Number one.
Delete TikTok.
And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important.
There's the other one.
X. That's very good. And, you know, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend.
There you go. Elon is a friend, and TikTok is the most important thing going on right now as far as Israel is concerned, because it's a tool of battle, is the way he put it. Social media, they're using, this is a war. Okay, he's talking about propaganda war, which has been happening for the last couple of years, but like he's talking about mass surveillance and using TikTok as a tool for battle. Again, if you have not deleted TikTok yet, I have uninstalled it from my phone. I took TikTok Studio off my computer. There is absolutely no chance in hell that I will ever reinstall it until it goes. I felt safer when China owned it. I was much better off with China having my information. Jesus Christ. Because don't forget, guys, I'm not being dramatic here. When you sign up for any social media app where you post pictures and videos, you have to give the app permission to access your microphone and your camera. And if you think I'm being crazy, let's remind everybody that Israel killed people with fucking beepers and cell phones in another country. So do not for a second be naive to think that they don't have the technology to access your microphone and camera. They probably already can. It's just illegal. You know what I mean? I've had conversations with people. I've had a phone call with I think it was my mother. I was talking about something I was looking at the store. Next thing I know, on Instagram and Facebook, I got similar products all of a sudden popping up in my feed. Yeah, it's already happening, but the extent they're talking about is insane because now they're trying to introduce unregulated artificial intelligence. Okay, billionaires do not. Why are we letting like 50 people in this country let us do this to us? Literally, take out their fucking brainwashed supporters, the billionaires. I know there's more than 50 billionaires, but literally, it's like a handful of people. Say 100, 200, doesn't matter, fucking 1,000. There's 300 plus million of us, guys. Why the fuck are we letting a handful of people do this to us? This is why I hate being at home. Like, I feel like when I'm at home, I'm not doing enough. Like, doing the show, I feel like is not enough. I feel like I need to be out in the streets. I feel like I need to be in people's faces telling them how I feel about them. I mean, I walked the halls of Congress. I was asking congressmen, why did you release the Epstein files while everybody was distracted by Charlie Kirk? I literally asked that in a Republican office. Like, I don't give a fuck. I want to cause chaos, good trouble, not violence, because I don't want anybody taking this out of context. Good trouble. But I want to be loud and I want to be annoying, and I can't do that from behind my goddamn computer, man. I cannot do it. But good news is, though, thanks to you guys on Facebook, I am actually, for the first time ever, I've made enough money that I can probably do some more traveling. Maybe even hit the West Coast at some point. Plus, I got my real ID, which means I can fly without being hassled. Unless they want to see my phone. Ugh. Not going to happen. You're not getting my phone. I would shove my phone up my own ass before I give it to anybody. Dude, you know how crazy my search history is because of this show? How much batshit insane stuff I've had to research and look up because of this show. If they looked at my phone, I'd be cooked. But no, seriously, you're not getting my phone. Never going to happen. But anyway, again, Israel, not our friend. They've never been our friend. They've never been our ally. They have basically been committing espionage and sabotage for the last, 50, 60 years. They played the long game. We're not the only country they're doing this to, by the way. We're just the only one dumb enough to, because it's Israel first in this country. It is not America first. Of course, they can say America first all they want, but when you're trying to defund education, take food stamps away, make it harder for people to get higher education, while sending $6 billion to Israel, yeah, I have a problem with that, and I think a lot of other Americans do too. And it's not because I'm anti-Semitic. I just have a problem with the fact that why the fuck do we fund a better life for them when we can't even have that shit in our own country? We deserve better. Yes, the American government should help the American people. I believe in universal health care for everybody. I believe in a universal income. I believe, because the only way to adjust for inflation fast enough is to do a universal income. There is enough money if these 100 billionaires paid their fair share in taxes. There is enough money in this country. We could have all of that right now. We could have free college, universal health care, universal income, and free daycare and free school lunches for all kids in public schools right now. But for some reason, and we're going to talk about this on Sunday, because farmers are losing their minds right now. Yeah, you voted for Trump. That's the problem. You voted for Trump. You didn't listen to us. We tried to warn you. As a matter of fact, as far as farmers go, they fucking needed bailed out last time under the Trump administration, and they still voted for him. Like, that's why I can't stand Republicans. Not only do you vote against your best interests, You voted for the same guy that fucked you the first time. It's like, yeah, we almost went bankrupt and lost our entire livelihood last time. But you know what? Maybe he'll do better this time. No. No. The answer is worse. The answer is worse. Much worse. But yeah, like I said, farmers, Trump supporters just don't get it. They just don't. They're never going to get it. That's why I don't like talking to Trump supporters online. Because you don't get it. You just regurgitate shit. Like you can't think for yourself. Imagine how beautiful this country would be if we had good gun control, people weren't starving. 'Cause I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but a lot of crime is committed out of necessity. Most people don't want to just go out and commit crimes. But you know what? If I'm starving or my baby needs diapers, fuck it. Steal a couple bucks from somebody. It's called survival. Like Elon Musk could single-handedly fund school lunches for every school in this country. But instead, he's now worth $500 billion. Nobody should be worth that much. There is no reason to have that much money, especially if you're not going to do anything good with it. The only thing I could think of is if a billionaire just like gave most of their money away. Because Elon Musk could literally lose 90% of his income and still be a billionaire. Like, if you lost 90% of your income, you'd be homeless. This guy would still be on private jets, still be going to all these lavish parties and vacations and building crappy Teslas. He would still be a billionaire if he lost almost everything, but you would be homeless if you lost almost everything. So I do not understand why MAGA and Republicans, especially poor white people, support billionaires. Not only do you support these people, you give them your money. That's insane. A billionaire with a B, something you will never, ever be. Because most people that get to the billionaire status started off in the millionaire status, okay? Most people weren't flat broke and then one day ended up a billionaire. That's not how this shit works. Chances are you'll never be a billionaire. Let me take that back. You will never be a billionaire. Chances are you'll never be a millionaire. Most of us won't even make 6 figures a year in our life. In our entire life. 50% of America right now makes less than $30,000 a fucking year. Per capita, not per household. I'm talking per individual person. 30 grand or less. People are raising families on that. People are putting kids through public school. You got to buy school supplies. You got to buy clothes. Like, these people don't know how hard it is to be poor. I've been damn near homeless, so I know how it is to be poor. I'm still poor. I'm still poor. Hopefully that changes soon, and I'm starting to make some money on social media. So, again, I'm hoping this opens up some opportunities for the show, because most of the money I'm just going to invest right back into this. But again, like, you're not going to be a millionaire. You're not going to be a billionaire. You're never going to be like these people, no matter what you do, because like Elon Musk wasn't self-made despite his PR campaign. He was a millionaire. His dad was a fucking rich, racist pedophile from South Africa. Donald Trump inherited $400 million. $400 million. If you would have took $400 million in the 80s, I think it was, and just left it in a bank account, just due to inflation, like the interest, Donald Trump should literally be a trillionaire right now, but he's so shitty at what he does and is such a bad businessman. The only reason he's a billionaire is because he's propped up by foreign money. Like, Trump is compromised. Russia owns Trump. Israel owns Trump. None of the world leaders take him seriously. None. Not a goddamn one. And, you know what? I did have this. All right, so I do have this. I'm sorry. I was on Donald Trump's True Social feed. Apparently, according to this, Hamas, I'm starting to think Hamas isn't even real. I'm starting to think Hamas is like Antifa. Like, Israel created Hamas because of some, rebels were fighting back. They're like, that's a terrorist organization. We got to take them out. Like, I honestly feel like Hamas doesn't even exist. Just like Antifa doesn't exist. I feel like it's a made-up group that they could use to justify genocide and target dissenters. So according to this is Hamas's response to President Dipshit's peace proposal, because Donald Trump's peace proposal was release the hostages or I'm going to unleash hell, I believe is what he says. I can't remember the exact words. Oh, wait. Holy shit. God, this guy posts like a pissed off teenager. His true social feed's a mess. Oh, here's the murder that I was telling you about earlier. See if it'll play. This shitty ass website. What? I can't even get a video to play on a stupid ass website? All right, so anyway, this is the letter supposedly Hamas wrote. I find it hard to believe that Hamas even gives a shit about what Donald Trump says. And I find it really hard to believe that Hamas reads True Social posts. So I feel like this wasn't even written by anybody associated with Hamas. Honestly, it feels like fucking ChatGPT wrote this. I'm not going to read it all to you because it gives off ChatGPT vibes. Maybe they did. Maybe they said, yes, we'll release the hostages. I don't even believe there is any hostages. So while Donald Trump claims there's going to be peace, right? There's peace in Palestine. Hamas has given up. Well, if Hamas has given up, why the fuck is Israel still conducting bombings? Okay, if there's peace and Hamas has said, cool, we're done, why is Israel still bombing innocent Palestinians? And by the way, all of you Christians out there, Jesus was a Palestinian Jew with brown skin and wool-like hair. So I don't know how exactly Jesus would feel about Christians supporting the murder of his people. Because again, Israel did not exist when Jesus was born. It wasn't a thing. It didn't exist until the 40s. It's been 80 years. That's it. Jesus was a Palestinian man. He was not white. And yes, he was Jewish, but he was also Palestinian. So you would think those two worlds would want to come together for Jesus' sake. I mean, you're killing Jesus. Do you guys realize that Palestinians have more blood right to that land? If you did a DNA test on Israelis versus Palestinians, I guarantee you probably 80% of the Palestinians would have blood ties to that land dating all the way back to the days of Jesus. Most Israelis aren't even born Jewish. They fucking convert. Dude, if I wanted to right now, I could make up a bullshit story and probably get a free ride to Israel if I told them I wanted to convert to Judaism. You know, there's a lot of Russians in Israel that convert to Judaism. But these people, they claim to be the foundation of Judaism, but most of them weren't even fucking born Jewish, man. I don't even know if Netanyahu was. But again, why are we conducting strikes, Israel, still? Why are we killing dozens more Palestinians if Hamas is considering a peace deal? You would think you want peace, so you would stop attacking Gaza. Like, this is bullshit. Like, you don't conduct peace deals by continuing to strike the people that you're trying to conduct this deal with. And on no plane of existence does this make sense. None at all. And honestly, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of watching videos about doctors and nurses getting murked by fucking snipers. I'm tired of watching videos with babies and their fucking heads missing. Yes, I've seen that. Limbs missing. You know, there's more amputees per capita in Palestine than anywhere else in the world right now. And that is all thanks to Israel. Children. They are not Hamas. But the way Israel, the way the Zionists, extremists look at it, is children are going to potentially become Hamas. So we have to kill the children so we prevent them from becoming terrorists. And can we admit that Hamas probably would not even exist without Israeli oppression? I mean, seriously, this is why groups like this pop up. Like, I used to buy into it, like, oh, Hamas is a terrorist group, because you've heard about Hamas fighting Israel for decades. For as long back as I can remember, there's always been problems over here. But I'm getting so much trouble for saying this stuff. Fuck it, it's already out. I don't care anymore. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I can't watch any more videos of kids crying or starving or their bones protruding out of their body because they look like skeletons with skin. Because they're. I watched a baby take his last fucking breath, dude. You know how horrible starving to death is? It's like one of the most painful, excruciating, fucking torturous ways to die. It is inhumane. And I literally watched a baby fucking take his last breath. Never in my life did I think I would have to watch something like that. But again, I don't think Hamas would even exist if it wasn't for Israel. Israeli oppression is why Hamas exists. Period. All right, you know what? Oh, I know. Cats and Man and Friends. I'm trying to behave, but it's just getting to the point where it's too much. Don't worry, I don't turn ad revenue on for these shows, so typically the stuff I say doesn't get too much heat. Oh, man. So it's already been an hour and 40 minutes, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to save the Trump stuff for tomorrow. This has been a good session, so I'll save the Trump stuff for tomorrow. Because while the government shut down for at least the next 3 weeks, he's just posting memes, racist memes on the internet. It's like having a fucking man-child, a spoiled little baby running the White House. Like, we need serious people, and Donald Trump is universally laughed at by everybody in the entire world. And we're stuck with him. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. That was quite a long show. I can't believe I talked for that long. And I love all of you, and I appreciate you. Again, if you guys are able to donate a couple bucks, I'm only trying to raise a couple $100 to go to New York on the 17th so we can broadcast the No Kings 2.0 event. I would really appreciate that. I will be back on tomorrow, 8 o'clock, and then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, back to normal schedule. So I hope you have a good night. I hope you enjoyed this show. I hope I didn't curse too much. I should go back and count how many times I said the F-bomb, because I'm pretty sure I might have gotten in close to triple digits. Jesus. Woo! All right. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Have a good fucking weekend, and I hope I gotta see you tomorrow in the comments. All right. So, yeah, another day, man. We got this, right?